Hey, what is up? It's Jim. I'm back with another tiller tip. This week, I'm just excited. On Monday, February 10th, we got to celebrate the Tillerversary, the 5 year anniversary of the start of Tiller coaching. I'm pumped about it. I have loved what I've gotten to do over the last 5 years, and it's really been impactful, I think, for other people, but it's been impactful for me. I just am such a big fan. I have just seen God do some really great things, and I'm not just here to hype Tiller. I've gotten to do a lot of really cool things over the last 5 years. I've gotten to share my story a ton. Part of that is getting to write books, writing 2 books, the first of which is Our Story of Suffering, found in The Suffering Guy. And spoiler alert, I'm not actually the suffering guy. It's Jesus. Jesus is the suffering guy, and he's made it so that I can be a suffering guy and that I can have hope in the midst of this, and certainly being authentic and just choosing to dig into my story and share it openly has been a big part of that. And you're like, okay, cool. What's all this got to do with the Tiller tip? Well, before I get into the Tiller tip, I want to show a commercial because this is something I think about, and I actually sing this jingle to myself a lot, and it's maybe the best jingle of all time. I wish it was a national ad. This is a regional commercial in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's perfect. It is perfect. I love it so much. So before I jump into this ad, I apologize, but it has a point, so just hang in there with me, okay? Can you do that? If you can do it, let's roll it.
You don't have to be embarrassed with hemorrhoid problems any longer. The Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center offers the latest in non-surgical treatment, infrared coagulation. It's painless, fast, effective, covered by most insurance, and allows patients to go back to their normal routine immediately. Make the call now and get on with your life.
Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center. Don't suffer in silence.
On North New Ballas Road in Creve Coeur, call 314-991-9888 today.
Don't suffer in silence. It's such a great ad. How about that? I have no idea what infrared coagulation is. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't enjoy it. But I don't show you that commercial just to be funny and be like, oh my gosh, they aired that. That's funny. And the Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center sounds delightful. Like, yeah, okay, know about them, and if you need to use them, man, reach out. Don't suffer in silence. But the reason I share this is, like, this really is a Tiller tip that, all of us are going to suffer. You might not be suffering currently, but 100% of us will suffer in this lifetime. I just firmly believe it. And I don't like it, but what we do with that suffering really matters. How we respond to it matters. And if we try to suffer in silence, it's not going to go well. I have literally tried it so many times. I would hide in my depression closet and protect myself and just, try to isolate and somehow process my way through it or pray my way through it. It actually took me getting loud about my suffering for me to overcome this expectation gap. I mean, the expectation gap and suffering are inseparable. I think the phrase expectation gap is just a fancy phrase for suffering that can look 1,000, 1,000,000,000,000 different ways. I have no idea, but I think it is such a great Tiller tip to not suffer in silence. Like, if you are suffering, don't keep that to yourself. If you've got that suffering that you need to go get infrared coagulation, don't suffer in silence and go and see the Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center. But I know you're going to have a hard time sharing that with a ton of people. But if it's anything else, literally anything else, don't suffer in silence. Share it with people. Get their encouragement, their edification. Have people walk with you. Find Aaron's and hers. We like a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. Just don't choose silence. I promise you, I've tried it. I share a lot of that in this story of me trying to go it alone and it not working out, and suffering in silence is the worst. So that's what I want you to take away from this. And I want you to have that jingle in your head as much as I do. So if you see me, let's harmonize. Let's bust out that jingle together. Don't suffer in silence. Oh, brilliant. All right. I hope that lands well for you. I hope you've got people to be loud with. And if you don't, man, Tiller Coaching, I'd love to help you. Carlos would love to help you. I have no idea what the next 5 years will look like for this ministry, but I'm certain there's going to be more coaches and, more opportunities to not suffer in silence. All right. Hey, thank you so much for checking this out. I will see you next time. All right. See ya.